Let's look at factoring expressions in the form x squared plus bx plus c. So if we want to factor x squared plus 10x plus 24 using grouping, we have a bit of a dilemma here because how do we split this into groups? We have 3 terms instead of 4 terms like we're used to. So let's look back at expanding real quick. If we expand this expression, we'll have to distribute the x to each term in the second binomial and distribute the 2 to each term in the second binomial. So we have x times x plus x times 3 plus 2 times x plus 2 times 3. So that gives us x squared plus 3x plus 2x plus 6. And then we can combine this 3x and 2x, so we have x squared plus 5x plus 6. So that's expanding. Now, we want to go from our standard form to our factored form. That's what factoring is. We're used to factoring things that are written like this, where our b term is still split up into that 3x and 2x. So we need to find a way to split up our 5x so that we can factor by grouping. Well, these two numbers, 2 and 3, what you might notice is that 3 plus 2, I wish I had a bolder pen, 3 plus 2 is equal to 5, and 3 times 2 is equal to 6. So we can use our sum and product puzzle in order to figure out how to split up this 5x. So let's go back to factoring x squared plus 10x plus 24. For this quadratic, we have that a is equal to 1, b is equal to 10, and c is equal to 24. In order to factor this expression, we need to split up this 10x. And we need to split it up into 2 numbers that when we add them together, the sum is 10, and when we multiply those 2 numbers, the product is 24. So let's start with our factors. So we'll list pairs of numbers that multiply to 24. So that could be 1 and 24, 2 and 12, 3 and 8, or 4 and 6. Now we want to add these together, so 1 plus 24 is equal to 25, 2 plus 12 is equal to 14, 3 plus 8 is equal to 11, and 4 plus 6 is equal to 10. We're looking for the pair that add to 10, so that's 4 and 6. So again, 4 times 6 is equal to 24, and 4 plus 6 is equal to 10. So when we split up that b term, we have x squared plus 4x plus 6x plus 24. And that's how we're going to split that b term. So now we have 4 terms and we can factor by grouping, where our first group is that x squared plus 4x, and our second group is 6x plus 24. Now we'll factor the greatest common factor from each group. The greatest common factor between x squared and 4x is x, so I have x times x plus 4 plus the greatest common factor between 6x and 24 is 6 times 6x divided by 6 is x plus 24 divided by 6 is 4. And now I can look for the common factor between these two groups, which is that entire x plus 4, which I can factor out. So I have the quantity of x plus 4 times x times the quantity of x plus 4 divided by that x plus 4. So my x plus 4 is factored out, leaves me with x, plus 6 times the quantity of x plus 4 divided by that x plus 4, leaves me with just the 6. So my final answer is the quantity of x plus 4 times the quantity of x plus 6. And what you might notice, especially for cases where a is equal to 1, so the coefficient behind the x squared is equal to 1, is that this plus 4 and plus 6 are the same numbers that you found for your sum and product puzzle. Let's take a look at another example. This time we have x squared plus 27x plus 50. So we have a is equal to 1, b is equal to 27, and c is equal to 50. And we want to split up our b term so that we can use factoring by grouping. We'll split up that b term into two numbers that when you add them together, you get 27, and when you multiply them together, you get 50. We'll start by listing the factors of 50. So that could be 1 and 50, 2 and 25, or 5 and 10. Now we'll find the sum of each of these. 1 plus 50 is equal to 51. That's not what we want. 2 plus 25 is equal to 27. So this is probably what we want. But let's just double check that 5 plus 10. Nope, that's equal to 15. That's not what we need. So we're splitting this 27x up into a 2x and a 25x, since 2 times 25 is 50, and 2 plus 25 is 27. So we have x squared plus 2x is one group, and then plus the quantity 25x plus 50 is our other group, because 2x plus 25x is 27x. So we just split it up. Now we'll factor the greatest common factor from each group. The greatest common factor between x squared and 2x is x. So I have x times x plus 2, plus the greatest common factor between 25x and 50 is 25. So I have 25 times x plus 2. Now I can find the greatest common factor between each of these two groups, which is x plus 2, which I'll factor out. So I have x plus 2 times, well, when I factor out that x plus 2, I'm left with an x in my first group, plus when I factor out x plus 2 in my second group, I'm left with 25. So my final answer is the quantity of x plus 2 times the quantity of x plus 25. And again, what you might notice is that these two numbers here, this plus 2 and this plus 25, are the same as the positive 2 and positive 25 from when we did our sum and product puzzle.